My name is Lawrence, and this happened when I was only 20 years old. We visited my cousin Junior's house. He was my age when we were in elementary school, from grade 3 to grade 6. That's why we were very close to each other. There was a little celebration because Junior's brother was getting baptized. We had a little drink and some songs around 2 in the afternoon at the Pin. Mama said we should go to Aunt Molly's house because she was the only one missing from the party. I called her. Junior came over and said, "Let's walk a little farther," because there weren't any tricycles or pedicabs in their place. Everyone there walks or uses motorbikes owned by our other uncle. Since we had been drinking, Mom said we should walk to get rid of the alcohol. We started walking, and I just followed Junior's lead because he knew where Aunt's house was. We walked past about 5 houses and then met only 3 people. I was used to our place in the city, where houses are close together due to limited space. Junior kept talking to me while we walked. After a few moments, he told me that it was going to rain. I looked up and the sky was dark. We said we should hurry up in case the rain caught up with us. Suddenly, the rain started falling, and we were both very cold as the weather changed quickly. Junior and I remember. It happened when we suddenly got caught in the rain. We both panicked because it was so cold. We ran as fast as we could, and when we saw an old house, we rushed towards it. We stayed by the side of the house, pressing close to it because of the cold. Luckily, Mom wasn't with us. Suddenly, the door of the house opened, and a woman stepped out. She gestured for us to come inside. Without hesitation, we followed her and went straight to the living room. I thanked the woman, but I noticed that Junior was standing by the door, giving her a strange look. He didn't want to sit on the bamboo chair in the room. The rain poured even harder. I looked around and noticed how dusty the inside of the house was, as if no one had cleaned it for a very long time. A few minutes passed, and the rain finally started to ease up. Junior immediately stepped outside. I, on the other hand, went to the kitchen. The woman was standing there, smiling. I thanked her again and said goodbye. Then I followed Junior, who was already walking away. The sun was out again, but I noticed that he was trembling. I asked him why, and he didn't beat around the bush. He said that the woman who let us in was a ghost. She had been dead for almost 6 months, which was why no one lived in that house anymore. He didn't want to tell me earlier because he thought I would be too scared. When I heard that, a chill ran down my spine. I'll never forget the way my whole body froze that night. It felt like a chill ran down my back, almost like a soft touch that wasn't really there. My neck went cold and it hit me. This was the first time I'd ever really encountered a ghost. But thankfully, it wasn't anything like those creepy stories I'd heard. This wasn't an angry spirit or something to be scared of. In fact, the whole time I was there, I felt a strange calmness. It was almost like this ghost was kind. I don't know how to explain it. She didn't have that menacing energy. When we reached Anne's house, I thought that would be the end of it. But on our way back, something made me glance back at the house. And there she was again. The same woman, standing in the doorway, smiling like she had been waiting. I thought I would feel fear again, but it wasn't the same. This time, I felt okay. I didn't feel scared. It was like I could tell she wasn't there to harm anyone. I just knew she was a kind soul. I've never told anyone this part of the story before, but I think it's time. This all goes back to something that happened years ago. The old barangay patrol had a history with my family. The former barangay captain, a man I knew well, once rented our house. It was about 15 years ago. He used the place for his campaign headquarters. I still remember how chaotic it was. He'd have his patrol cars parked there all the time. They'd even sleep in our yard sometimes, because the office was just too cramped. Our house was bigger, and it was right next to the barangay hall, so it made sense for him to be there.